Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizens here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. And thanks once again and always to each and every one of my Patreon patrons. I am unable right now to put your names up on the screen. But remember, when you look in the mirror, you are looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So thumbs up. I've got some stuff written down because, oh boy, I am tired. Really, really tired. Got to bed at midnight-ish. I try to stay up because I only sleep about 6 hours, so if I go to bed at 10, I'll be awake at 4. So I went to bed at midnight. Now, I've mentioned before, I've got to stay cool or I'm going to get leg cramps. I open up my window, and last night it was cool outside. I have the fan in my AC unit on. I have 2 box fans blowing the air around, and toward me, on my bed, I have a folded sheet that goes over me, and then on my upper body, around my shoulders and such, I have one of those throw blanket type things. And that's it. And at 3 o'clock last night, I was too warm. Now, how did I know it was too warm? There's a muscle that starts all the way up at your hip joint, and I don't mean the outside part, I mean the inside medical part, which is tucked up high in your groin, where the ball joint the ball joint of your hip rotates in the socket on the pelvis. That's real close to the center of your body. Right there where the muscle connects, on the inside of my right thigh, running down to my knee, from my knee down to my ankle, and then from my ankle to my big toe, it cramped hard. So hard that when I got up out of bed and I was almost crying, it hurt so hard. It was almost impossible to work out. It would not let go. And normally, the moment I get horizontal is the problem. The moment I get vertical, the problem goes away. No. It would not let go. And this is the type of not letting go where if it's cramping by being pulled to the left, if I pulled it to the right, then it just cramped harder in this direction and then back in the other direction. Any attempt to uncramp it would make it just spasm and pull harder. It was horrible. It took like 5-10 minutes of me standing here on the edge of my bed in the dark in agony. So I had to go over and turn the AC unit from fan to actual AC. Summer's only just started. It's only July 1st. It's been cool. And that happened because I was too warm. This is the coolest summer we're ever going to have. Oh my God, I don't even know what's going to happen for the rest of the summer. Well, I mean, I got to have that thing going all the time now. So that was great. I mean, eventually it let go, and I was able to go back to bed. But I've got to have even less on. And I mean, I've got to be this far away from being uncomfortably cold. Because if I'm this far away from being uncomfortably cold, my legs are going to cramp. So I got to get this close to being uncomfortably cold. Almost shivering. And then my legs won't cramp. From the heat, I still have to keep my legs both straight. If I bend them at the knee more than a 5-degree angle, they're going to cramp. And again, it's to the point that if my leg and foot is trying to bring my foot down so that the calf will cramp, by pulling it upward, it will then relax here and then try to cramp on the top part of my foot hard. So I got to bring it back down this way, which of course it then cramps in this direction. push it to the one side, it cramps. Bring it back to the other side, and it cramps in that direction. Life is fun. I have seen older people that use quinine. I have seen people in the comments say you should talk to your doctor about a muscle relaxer like baclofen. Now, I have tried baclofen in the past, and I don't know if it would help with this situation. It might. But I've been on a lot of medications in the past, and I managed to get off of all of them. Now I'm on a couple, and I don't even like being on that many. It's like 4 or 5. I got oh my God, gabapentin. So there's gabapentin, guanfacine, bupropion/Wellbutrin. I guess those are the only real prescription medications? I think? No. And then there's losartan, which is for my blood pressure, and then there's a cholesterol one. So that's 5. And then add baclofen to it, that would make it 6. And then you start having to take things to mitigate the side effects from all the other things you're starting to take. I don't really want to do that. So we'll see what happens. But that was wonderful. I never slept properly again after that. I spent the rest of the night in a half awake, half asleep days. So I'm tired. Yay. Not able to properly think. So slow getting ready. Normally, 6 o'clock I wake up, and 8 o'clock I'm almost just about ready to walk out the door, 8:30 at the latest. And it used to take twice that to get ready and done. Oh, it took forever to get up and running this morning. It's taken forever to get going this afternoon. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get anything done today that's anything that I need to do. So, leg cramps are fun. So, anyway, though, I can sit and complain, or I can sit and complain, which I'm going to do that as well. I went walkies 3 times yesterday. First time in the morning, I walked to Walmart. Second time in the afternoon, I walked to my storage unit, where I have memories of taking things from here to there. Those things aren't here anymore. I have memories of putting them in the unit and closing it. When I went there, I could not find them. I had purchased medium-sized boxer briefs to wear because I've been having the pressure sore problems with a spot on my right back thigh. And wearing briefs, as I've been wearing most of my life, has been making that awful. I changed to boxers. So I tried mediums. Now those fit fine around my waist, but when you gain weight, you get extra skin. And unfortunately, if you get stretch marks, that extra skin isn't going to go away. The collagen has broken down, and it's a lot of extra skin that's going to be there for the rest of your life. I got stretch marks and such on my thighs, so I got a little bit extra skin. It's not an incredible amount, but I got extra skin on me. And it's tight enough that I didn't want to risk, cutting off any circulation with just medium. So I went up and I got large. Still kind of tightish, so I got extra large, which is like almost uncomfortably big. But now the leg things are getting really kind of loose and floppy. Tightish in the morning, loose and floppy in the evening. So I went to the storage unit to try the longs again. Longs, large. Not there. It was in a Walmart bag. I took those and the mediums down to my storage unit, and I put them there with a bunch of other things. I found the other things. Not those. And that's happened a couple times, where I can take one thing down there with a couple other things. I'll find those things. But the thing I'm looking for, no, it's not there. So I got no ideas what happened to the briefs. Yeah, the boxers, where the boxers went, because they're not there, and they're not here. So thumbs up for that. So yeah, and did I already mention it? Yeah, my knee. Yeah, that's how I got tangled into the whole boxers and briefs things. Yeah, so I went to Walmart, and then for a third time last night, I walked to Walmart again. Now it was kind of coldish, very windy. First part of the trip, I was foolish and I walked on gravel and uneven areas, and I wish I hadn't done that. I walked very slow and very carefully, but on my way back, I stuck to roads and sidewalks and such. But it worked out well, and today, knee feeling still loosey-goosey inside, like I gotta be really careful, or snap, crackle, and pop. But I made it there and back, and that's good. Definitely a thumbs up. So I'm staying off of it, and I'm staying on it. That's what you got to do in today's world. What else do I have here? Oh, really? That's it. The only thing else I had, well, two things. One of them was kind of, I've done it, a separate video I recorded because the idea sprung something into my head, and it was an idea. I watched, I think it was an MK video, where just to show here, a bunch of people had done like this or something like this with their hands to form points of a star, and then there was a kitty cat there with its paws crossed, and they did that as a part of that, and so the kitty cat was a part of, you know, making this star with everybody's hands. And the guy that was reading it went, "Oh, I won't be happy unless they're summoning a demon." And so I went, oh, my brain just went poo, and the scenario that I figured is in the extra video. So thumbs up on that. But the other thing that happened as a result of watching something else, this was like part 6 of an ongoing series, but it was aliens invading Surrey. What happened? Part 6. And it's done like old-fashioned movie stuff when aliens, I guess they invaded all of England, but Surrey had been ravaged, and there were the ships, and there was vast amounts of death. And my mind likes different things, subversion of expectations, and just where can we go from here on an odd tangent. My idea, because they had, you know, the raising of Surrey, and it was treated as a real thing, because after doing this, the aliens were pushed out of Surrey, and they were starting on their way toward England, toward London. So they were treating it straight, which is cool. But my brain can't do that. And so my thought was, well, let's see, how did I write this down? It's, let's say it takes place in the United States. The aliens land, and they take over a tiny little place that's like, well, Shelton size, 10,000 people. And there's, you know, a little bit of violence. I mean, yeah, like they round up like 1,000 people in the common square and incinerate them all, leaving just a mound of, you know, burnt flesh and charred bone. But other than that, it was largely peaceful, and no real uprising from the people of, let's say, Shelton. And so the aliens took over, and nobody else in the outer world is like really upset by this. You know, it's like the military sends someone there to say, hey, we heard about this. Are you guys okay? And it's like, oh, well, we got our alien overlords. You know, they landed here, this, then, what, and then so they go on like that. And I thought that would be awesome. You know, they took over. They invaded and they conquered Shelton. And now, of course, everyone, even though we're conquered here, nobody's really upset or leaving. Sure, some of the laws are draconian and, you know, you might be incinerated. But on the whole, everyone's cool with it. And, you know, you don't even need an exit visa. Everyone just comes and goes, and everyone just sort of takes it as Oh, well, I gotta head back. There's curfew, and I don't want to be executed at dawn, so I'll see you later. And then that's the way it is. And everyone just accepts it. Not a subversion of expectations type of situation, but one of those things that I still really enjoy, even though I love a good subversion of expectations, where you make the bad guy turn into the good guy and back into the bad guy and stuff, and such like that. Which really, really quick, if you've ever seen the TV series Venture Brothers, I watched a really good video on one of the characters, how properly they treated the character, why they did the character in the way they did because of the time, and how it was still a good character. Because there was, in the Venture Brothers thing, there is bad guys, good guys, and it's accepted in the world. Bad guys have henchmen, good guys have their henchmen. Sometimes there's fights, sometimes henchmen die, sometimes the good guys' henchmen die, and that's, well, nobody really worries about that because that's what henchmen do. And so there's that sort of thing, that dynamic going on. But one of the bad guys, the main nemesis, is the Monarch, and he's all butterfly themed. And he ends up marrying, I can't even remember what her name originally was, but because he's the Monarch, she becomes Dr. Mrs. Monarch. But because it was Adult Swim, and when it was made, it was a lot of being edgy for younger males, Dr. Mrs. Monarch has a very deep voice, to the point that they just have a man using the voice. And because of that, there's a lot of, she's in like the women's room at one point, and some other characters say, "Can I ask you a question?" And she just goes, "Yes, I belong here. My voice is just deep." And so she's used to being dealt with like that. And turns out, canonically, she was just a 3-pack a day smoker of cigarettes. And so she's just got a really deep voice from all the cigarettes that she smokes. But at the same time, in the show, she's accepted for who she is. And the Monarch loves her for who she is. And her voice is a part of who she is. So he loves her for it. And I think that part's really cool. But past that, I don't really have anything else written down here. And that's all I've got, because again, I'm so tired. Hopefully I'll have that one piece of video here attached, probably at the end, maybe at the beginning, probably at the end. So please watch that. If you have watched this far, if you could type into the comments, no sugar, to let both me and the algorithm know that you watched this video. Thumbs up and thank you. So I'm going to call this one here, because it's 18 minutes and my voice hurts and I am exhausted. Hopefully I won't cramp up tonight. And again, thank you each and one of my Patreon patrons. Your big thank you is at the beginning, but you are beautiful and awesome. For everybody that leaves me a comment, I read each and every one of them that YouTube bothers to show me. I thumbs up and heart each one that I can. I leave as many comments as both the tablet situation and my nerve compression will allow, which is not as many as I want, but I try. But again, your comments are read and appreciated. Thumbs up and thank you. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very, very good thing. Boy. Muscle cramps suck so bad. Especially when they catch you while you're sleeping. When there's no warning, just all of a sudden you're awake. And oh boy, in one of the worst possible ways. Have a good day. Just saw a video with probably an AI picture of people with their, well, it's all hands, but their hands all together forming 4 of the 5 points of a star, and then they have a kitty cat with its crossed paws forming one of the other points of the star. So it's, you know, they form a 5 pointed stars with all their hands, and it's very, very cute. But what would be even more cuter is if, well, not cuter, is if after that happens, of course, the room is filled with brimstone smoke, and the demonic form of the creature that has been summoned turns to the cat and says, "You have summoned me, O master, once again. What is your bidding?" And then turns to look at everyone around and just goes, "Oh, I misread this as a summons." Looks at the cat, looks at the others, back to the cat. "These are all friends and family then, loved ones." And the cat nods. So the demonic being turns to the people there and says, "You all get to live at master's sufferance against my better wishes." But then turns to look at the cat, and then face softening just says, "Oh, but master's such a cute little snooky woogums." And the cat's got, great big old, puppy eyes on a cat, the big old wide Puss in Boots type thing. And then vanishes again in the puff of sulfuric smoke. And then one of the people in the crowd of people there, the 4 people, turns to the cat and just says, like, "Cinnamon, you've been making deals with one of the 7 lords of darkness." And the cat nods. Just says, "Cinnamon, you and I talked about this, and we both came to an agreement. You said you would no longer summon any of the Dark Lords, and we agreed if you did, no catnip for a full week." And then the cat just goes once again, that Puss in Boots wide-eyed look, and just, "Oh, but you're such a cute little snuggy woogums. Okay, you can have some catnip, but remember, no making deals with any of the 7 lords of darkness or any of their minions, okay?" And I just thought that was funny, so I recorded this to put into my video. So yeah, you take care.